Bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Pay homage to the Blessed One. Dear friends in the Dhamma, today November 19, 2016, at Subrata Barua house in Brooklyn. I'm going to talk from Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 55, Jivaka Sutta. Okay? Jivaka Sutta. First of all, I will read little bit the scripture and then I'll give commentary. Okay? So that you can understand very well. Thus have I heard on one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Rajagaha in mango grove of Jivaka Kumara Bassa. So here, who is the Jivaka?
I don't know what that means.
Jivaka was the physician of the Buddha and Buddha's disciple. Okay? So nowadays we can see, especially in Buddhist country, in Thailand and in Burma, for Buddhist monk, there are hospital, monk hospital. When I was in Burma and Thailand, I often went to the monk hospital, free of charge, for treatment, for medication, no need to pay.
Nice.
You see? Yeah, in America, no. So Jivaka was the doctor of the Buddha and his disciple. Okay? Then Jivaka, Kumarabhasa went to the Blessed One, and after paying homage to him, he sat down at one side and said to the Blessed One, "Venerable Sir, I have heard this. They slaughter living beings for the recluse Gautama. The recluse Gautama knowingly eats meat prepared for him from animals killed for his sake. Venerable Sir, do those who speak thus say what has been said by the Blessed One and not misrepresent him with what is contrary to fact? Do they explain in accordance with the Dhamma in such a way that nothing which provides a ground for censure can be legitimately deduced from their ascension?" This one, the Jivaka asked to the Buddha. Now Buddha is going to answer his question. Buddha said, "Jivaka, those who speak thus do not say what has been said by me, but misrepresent me with what is untrue and contrary to fact." Then Buddha said again, "Jivaka, I said that there are three instances in which meat should not be eaten: when it is seen, when it is heard, or when it is suspected that the living being has been slaughtered for oneself. I said that meat should not be eaten in these three instances." So here, this one is very big deal, very big deal. Why I am saying that? For instance, your parents invite a Buddhist monk, right? Before coming here, your dad kills animals and he want to offer meat to the monk. But if any Buddhist monk hear and suspect, they won't be able to accept that meat from your parents. That's why Buddha here said, okay? But in this country, you are very lucky. No need to kill any living being for a Buddhist monk, right?
Yeah.
No need to kill. You just go to the store and buy the meat. There are plenty of meat. You buy the meat from there and then come, bring that at your home, cook and offer to the Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now Buddha is going to explain positively. He said, I said that there are 3 instances in which meat may be eaten, which it is not seen, it is not heard, and it is not suspected. That the living being has been slaughtered for oneself, I said that meat may be eaten in these 3 instances. That means, if any Buddhist monk not see, not hear, not suspect, he can accept the meat from you. That. Okay? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Now, Buddha is going to explain the life of a Buddhist monk. You have to be now very careful. Very carefully, you have to listen.
What?
The life of a Buddhist monk.
Going to be a monk.
Okay? So here, Jivaka, some monk lives in dependence upon a certain village or town. He avoids pervading one quarter with a mind imbued with loving kindness. Likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above, below, around and everywhere, and to all as to himself. He avoids pervading the all-encompassing world with a mind imbued with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. So wonderful, right? Without hostility and without ill will. Those who are monks, especially who really practice discipline, whoever talk timely or untimely, they will never angry. That's why I say without hostility and without ill will. So wonderful, right? Then a householder and a householder's son comes to him and invites him for the next day's meal. The monk accepts if he likes. When the night is ended, in the morning he dresses and taking his bowl and outer robe, goes to the house of that householder or householder's son and sit down on a seat made ready. Then the householder or the householder's son serves him with the good alms food. He doesn't think how good that the householder or householder's son serves me with good alms food. If only a householder or a householder's son might serve me with such good alms food in the future. He doesn't think thus. He eats that alms food without being tied to it, infatuated with it, and utterly committed to it, seeing the danger in it, and understanding the escape from it. What do you think, Jivaka? Would that monk on such an occasion choose for his own affliction, or for another's affliction, or for the affliction of both? No, venerable sir. Doesn't that monk sustain himself with a blameless food on that occasion? Yes, venerable sir. I have heard this, venerable sir. Brahma abides in loving kindness. Venerable sir, the Blessed One is my visible witness to that, for the Blessed One abides in loving kindness. Jivaka, any lust, any hate, any delusion, whereby ill will might arise, have been abandoned by the Tathagata. Who abandoned? Buddha. Okay? Have been abandoned by the Tathagata cut off at the root, made like a palm stump, done away with so that they are no longer subject to future rising. If what you said referred to that, then I allow it to you, Venerable Sir. What I said referred to precisely that. So, this is the explanation of the monk. Buddha explained how a Buddhist monk live at the temple. Okay? Now, how will you live at the house? Now you have to listen very, very mindfully. Okay? Buddha explained here loving kindness meditation. How will you practice loving kindness meditation when you stay in the family? So I'm going to explain you how will you do loving kindness meditation. So first of all, before practicing loving kindness meditation, you have to keep precept. What are they? Not
Five
to
precepts?
Yeah, 5 precepts.
I know this. Wait.
Yeah.
Not to lie.
Not to kill,
Not to kill.
not to steal,
Steal.
not to sexual
come on.
misconduct, and then not to lie in and not drink alcohol.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay.
It's not in order. I'm sorry.
And the last one.
What?
Last one, you have to love yourself, and then you have to love other living beings. You know, sometimes you don't love yourself and you angry immediately.
Mom.
Right?
Yeah, that's mom.
How do you practice loving kindness meditation at home? First, you have to keep precept, 5 precept, 6 precept. Okay? Then you can practice meditation, loving kindness. How do you do that? You sit down for at least 10 minutes. You can start from the 10 minutes. But according to my teacher, no 10 minutes, 30 minutes you have to sit down. And then you remember in the past, you was talking with your friend and you was smiling. You laugh. That happy feeling bring in your mind. And when you bring that happy feeling in your mind, then you feel in your chest is like warming. You know, you feel that. Then you have to wish. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be calm. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from danger. And so on. So when you feel that, then that feeling bring to in your heart. Then you radiate loving kindness. Slowly. Okay? Then you radiate loving kindness. May I be happy. May I be free from danger. May I be calm. May I be peaceful. Like that. Okay? Then, after 10 minutes, you have to choose a spiritual friend. Who is the spiritual friend? Who was very close to you. Not any family members. So your friend who really love me, who really respect you.
Can it be an animal?
No, only human being.
Way to go.
So you have to choose a spiritual friend. Then whenever you go to the school, you have to stay with a spiritual friend. You just radiate loving kindness to may my friend be happy, may my friend be calm, peaceful, and so on. Then when you practice like that, in your mind, you realize the 4 Dhamma will be present. Thinking and examining thought, joy and happiness will arise in your mind. But 5 hindrances will be absent. So what are the 5 hindrances? Sensual desire, hatred, aversion, and then sloth and torpor. During meditation, you know, some people sleep like this. So it's called sloth and torpor. Sleepiness and dullness.
Like, you know, they fall asleep during meditation.
Yeah, some of them sleep. It's called sloth and torpor in English. Okay? And the next, restlessness and anxiety. And then last one is called doubt about the teaching of the Buddha. So these 5 are called hindrances. So these 5 hindrances will be absent, But four dhammas will be present. What are the four dhamma? Thinking and examining thought, joy and
Spiritual friend.
no, joy and happiness. So when you realize these four dhamma are present, you will attain the first jhana. So what is the meaning of jhana?
Is it a stage of peace?
Jhana means a stage of meditation, levels of understanding. Okay, and from that stage, when you continue practice meditation, then you'll go to the second stage. That stage called second jhana. At that time, without thinking and examining thought, only joy and happiness will arise in your mind. And also during that time, hindrance will be absent. Whenever hindrance will come to your mind, then you lose the jhana. Okay? And then you practice continuously. When you practice the second jhana, I will tell you not to verbalize mentally. Just you have to feel. Just your feeling will go like this to your spiritual friend. No verbalization. And then you practice continuously again. Then from the second jhana, you will go to the next stage. That one is called third jhana. At that time, the joy will disappear. You will feel only happiness, so comfortable during meditation, so calm. You feel like light, so light, And from that stage, when you continue practice, then your feeling will come from below to your head. You realize that. So when that feeling will come to your head, then you will attain the fourth jhana. At that time, you will be the advanced meditator. Okay? Then I will change your meditation. That meditation will be, as Buddha said here. What did he say? Buddha said that is the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. It means that in front, may all human beings, may all living beings, may all deities be happy, be calm, be peaceful, and so on. And back, left side, right side, up, down, below. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, okay? And after that, you have to practice all direction together. Like, this is the candle.
Sounds like physics.
This is the pan, right? For example, this is a candle. So when you light the candle, that candle is giving the light everywhere, like this, right?
Yeah.
So exactly, your loving kindness meditation will go like this.
To spread?
Yeah.
Oh.
All the direction will go like this. From that stage, you'll go to the next stage. That one is called arupa bhumi. At that time, you feel that you don't have body.
Oh.
You have only mind.
So kind of like floating.
Yeah, you feel that.
Ghost?
Like you feel that like you are flowing on the, on the ocean. Like you are on the ocean,
Yes.
You feel that. So when you go to the next stage, that one is called infinite space. At that time, your meditation will be changed. You have to practice compassion meditation. So here Buddha said, here Jivaka, a monk lives in dependence upon a certain village or town. He avoids pervading one quarter with a mind imbued with compassion. So when you go to that stage, from loving kindness meditation to the compassion meditation, you have to practice the only compassion. That time your compassion meditation will go like this. No any bound, will be boundless. Okay? So you'll feel that. And from there, you will go to the next stage, which is called infinite consciousness. That when you attain that stage, at that time, you will see how consciousness arise, disappear, arise, disappear, arise, disappear. It's called birth, death, birth, death, birth, death. You know, Buddha said, when you realize that, one snap of the finger, 100,000 consciousness arise and disappear, arise and disappear. So, whenever your mind will be restless, you have to use the 6 R's. Especially my teacher given this name 6 R's. But Buddha said, right effort. There are 4 kinds of right efforts. But my teacher added 2 more. So what are they? Recognize when, for instance, your mindful is here, right? And then your mind go away. At that time, you have to use the 6 R's to come back your mind again, the opposite of meditation. So, first of all, recognize. Your mind go away, you have to recognize. And release. Don't keep attention there. Relax. At that time, in your head and mind, tension and tightness will occur. So you have to expand in your head. So whenever tension and tightness will arise in your mind, that one is craving. Most of the meditator cannot recognize that. So whenever you expand that craving, the craving go away. Tension and tightness will disappear. You will feel so comfortable. Then re-smile. You see, she can re-smile very well. So re-smile. Did the Buddha say to re-smile? No. Buddha never said to re-smile. But Buddha said, please bring up wholesome during meditation. So when you re-smile, then your mind will be wholesome. So whatever you do, any activities, you have to re-smile. Wake up, re-smile. Okay? At the beginning, you have to say to your dad, good morning, dad. Good morning, sister. Good morning, Sujjo. It means that you are practicing 4 immeasurable Dhamma. You are radiating loving kindness to all beings. At the beginning, you say, good morning. Don't expect from other. You are the only one who say good morning first. Okay?
Morning.
I mean, if you practice the loving kindness,
Okay.
in general. So now you will decide who will say good morning first. So whenever you re-smile, wholesome thought will arise in your mind. Then you will feel that. Then return and repeat. Same, the opposite of meditation. Continue. These are called the 6 R's in English. We call in Pali Samma Vayama. Right effort. So whenever your mind will be restless, whenever your mind is restless, distracted, you have to use the 6 R's. So when you go to the infinite consciousness, then you will see everything rising, disappearing, rising, disappearing. Nothing permanent. Everything impermanence. Even this body impermanence. There is no I, there is no me, there is no mind. Everything impermanence. You will feel that. Then when you practice continuously, you will go to the next stage. That one is called equanimity. Then Buddha said here, with a mind imbued with equanimity, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above, below, around, and everywhere, and to all as to himself, he avoids pervading the all-encompassing world with a mind imbued with equanimity, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. Then the hard shoulder and a householder's son comes to him and invites him for the next day's meal, the monk accepts if he likes. What do you think, Jivaka? Would that monk on such an occasion choose for his own affliction, or for another's affliction, or for the affliction of both? No, venerable sir. Doesn't that monk sustain himself with a blameless food on that occasion? Then said, yes, venerable sir. I have heard this, venerable sir. Brahma abides in equanimity. Venerable sir, the Blessed One, my visible witness to that. For the Blessed One abides in equanimity. Jivaka, any lust, any hate, any delusion, whereby cruelty or discontent or aversion might rise, have been abandoned by the Tathagata, cut off at the root, made like a palm stump, done away with, so that they are no longer subject to fears of rising. If what you said refer to that, then I allow it to you. Venerable sir, what I said refer to precisely that. So these are the 4 immeasurable Dhamma. So if you practice during any activities, for example, you are doing something outside, you have to radiate loving kindness to your spiritual friend, to yourself first, and to your spiritual friend second. So these are very important Dhamma that the Buddha explained to Jivaka, to his physician. Eventually, Buddha is going to explain the 5 important things. So listen very carefully. Here Buddha said, if anyone slaughters a living being for the Tathagata, who is Tathagata? Buddha. Tathagata, he called himself Tathagata. He never said, I am Buddha. He said, Tathagata said like this. Okay? So he said, for the Tathagata, for his disciple, he lays up much demerit in 5 instances. When he says, go and fetch that living being, this is the first instance in which he lays up much demerit. Second, when that living being experiences pain and grief on being let alone with a neck halter, that is the second instance in which he lays up much demerit. And third, when he says, go and slaughter that living being, this is the third instance in which he lays up much demerit. And fourth, when that living being experiences pain and grief on being slaughtered, that is the fourth instance in which he lays up much demerit. And eventually, when he provides the Tathagata or his disciple with food that is not permissible, this is the fifth instance in which he lays up much demerit. Anyone who slaughters a living being for the Tathagata, for his disciple, lays up much demerit in these 5 instances. When it is said, Jivaka Kumara Bassa said to the Blessed One, it is wonderful, venerable sir. It is marvelous. The monks sustain themselves with permissible food. The monks sustain themselves with blameless food. Magnificent, venerable sir. Magnificent, venerable sir. From today, let the Blessed One remember me as a lay follower who has gone to him for refuge for himself. Finally, by the power of the Buddha, by the power of the Dhamma, and by the power of the Sangha, all of you be happy and peaceful, and finally all living beings finally attain peace and Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu.